was 34 years of age and I was enjoying life. I think as any normal 34-year-old would be, had a fulfilling career. I had some symptoms. I had some bleeding, some rectum bleeding, and I had some bowel changes. I noticed that I had diarrhoea sometimes, and after I ate certain foods, I just didn't feel quite happy in the stomach. So I knew that there was something not quite right, but with the bleeding, I really assumed that it would be something like hemorrhoids. Well, I decided that I would visit my GP. So I've been going to the same GP for quite some time, and I explained that I'd had some bowel issues, that I had some bleeding, I was concerned. I discussed that my family had had hemorrhoids. I'd assumed that they were. I hadn't self-diagnosed, but I hadn't thought that it could be anything more sinister. I think in the back of my mind, I was hoping that it was just something very simple. And I discussed with my GP that it was time to sort of look at it. I wanted to look at a family at some stage, and I thought that it would be good to make sure that all the health problems were checked and that everything was fine. She basically said that I was young and probably wasn't anything to be concerned about. We left it there, and I went away without any further referral and off to just continue to live normally, and so that's what I did. I then found that the symptoms were starting to be more prevalent, probably because they were top of mind. So I was noticing more that this isn't just every now and again, this is a bit more regular. So I went back to the GP, I asked for a referral to sort out those issues. And my mum had breast cancer, which I'd regularly discussed with the GP, and she was only 49 at the time when she was diagnosed. I went to the surgeon, colorectal surgeon, 2 weeks later. He quickly, in that meeting with him, was able to see that I had a polyp. He could see that something was obstructing very quickly, and I was scheduled for a colonoscopy 2 weeks later. So following seeing the surgeon, we had the colonoscopy, and I woke up to find out that I had a large tumour. And so I needed to actually have a scan, an MRI, and I needed to have a biopsy that was looked at. And it was Friday at 5 o'clock at the hospital, so unfortunately I couldn't have that scan, and I needed to go away that weekend and wait until Monday to try and get in to have an appointment. So on the Monday I went in. I found out at that stage that it wasn't malignant, and the biopsy had said that it was okay, and then the scan showed that I had a large 10 centimetre tumour around my rectum, which basically was the tumour, and that it hadn't yet fully perforated into other areas. So we scheduled surgery to remove the tumour. And that was probably where a little bit of naivety was there for me, where I didn't realise the complexity of the operation. Knew it was a big one, but I was just really intent on just finding a solution or getting better. It was an interesting moment. I recall it vividly, and I can still know and feel my emotions from that day. I knew that it was serious when my colorectal surgeon came in, and he said, how are you? And I said, yeah, good, how are you? Have the results come through? And he said, yeah, I thought I'd talk to you about that tomorrow, got when your family is here. And I said, no, we can talk about that now. And he said, well, unfortunately, yeah, you've got cancer. It's stage 2B. I think I believe we have taken everything. It was a good outcome, but it was malignant. And I think at the time there was a nurse there who was very, very kind, and she said, "How do you feel?" And I said, and I recall saying, "It is what it is. Let's just get on and sort of sort this out." I needed to have chemo. I didn't need to, I should say. I was given a great appointment with an oncologist the next day, and I recall him sort of coming through discussing the options. They wanted to do chemo for mop-up to make sure that all the cells were killed off or were deleted. I did discuss some small little things that were of concern. Was I going to lose my hair? And he said no, but he doesn't tell you that you lose the majority of your hair, which means you do lose your hair. So it's probably better you know less, because you find that those things become really not important. It's actually just important to get better and to get the best outcome you can for your situation. So I decided to go ahead with treatment. I started chemo after I took IVF program to freeze some eggs. It's just strange. I think you grow up pretty quickly, even though you're at 34, I should be grown up. There's still a fair amount of, life is ahead of you. You've got so long to live. You've got all these things that you still want to do. And I think the word cancer is, usually considered or can be seen as an older person's disease. So when it happens to you at that age and people are shocked by it, you quickly realise that no one's invincible, and that a disease like cancer can actually affect anybody. It doesn't matter what age you are. The thing that really matters is that it's the opportunities that could be lost, and the experiences that you don't get to enjoy, or having to go through something like that when it's supposed to be a carefree period of your life, or you're supposed to be achieving all your goals. It's a moment of truth, I suppose, about understanding what you're here for and what really is important to you. So it's been 2.5 years since my surgery, and I'm going really well in terms of my treatment, and following all the normal regular checkups. My fiance proposed to me the day I got out of my reversal operation. I had a short-term bag to help me in terms of the repair for my rectum, and he proposed to me on a hot air balloon at the time that I was sort of halfway through my chemo. And I remember that because that was a time where my bowel habits weren't really great, and the last time to go to the toilet was 3 hours. Basically you had until you could go to another bathroom. So it was probably the most stressful day of my life and the most happiest day of my life when he proposed in the mid-air over the Yarra Valley. And I suppose I wanted to say that because where I'm at in my life now is I'm with a fantastic partner that I ended up marrying, and we are expecting our first baby later this year, so 6 months pregnant. So I was able to naturally conceive without my frozen eggs and following chemo, which is really amazing. So for me, it's our little miracle baby. And I think that came from having positivity, luck, obviously, just the planets aligned maybe, but also because I took every single thing I could do that was positive to make sure I had options. I think the thing that resonates with me is that you have to take responsibility for your own health. Health professionals are there to do the best job they can, but they don't know you and they don't know how you feel. So if there's something that you think is not right, or if you even just want to get just a bit of reassurance, or you need to just take a proactive approach in your health, you need to take that responsibility. So yeah, get checked up, don't leave it, make sure that you're proactive and take responsibility as well.